What up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Got some stuff in the works today. We're gonna dyno the Mustang this evening. It's gonna be dark by the time we start dynoing, so hopefully the videos don't look terrible because it's gonna be dark. Headed out to Taos Performance, same place we dyno the BK, Troy's all motor K series Honda. It'll probably end up being where we dyno Budget Coupe if we do remote tuning, and then it'll also be where we dyno the silver car, more than likely, whenever we get around to that. I keep yawning. Well, the plan for tonight is we're not trying to turn it all the way up, make a bunch of power, none of that stuff. I'm not a tuner. I know just enough to be sort of dangerous with the Terminator. You know, I've got some generic tune-ups that I've used in the boost knuckle and stuff. Seem to work pretty good. I did kind of change the current tune-up that's in it for the 6.2 for the 5.3. Changed the tune-up that's for the 6.2 that's in it. I modified it for the 5.3. We'll probably make a few low boost wastegate pulls, make sure the fueling's good there. Since the table's generic, like I said, so it may want to add or pull a bunch of fuel, so we'll have to sort that out. Probably make a few pulls there, and then we'll probably throw, I don't know, depending on what it makes, it should make 7, 8, 9 pounds probably on the gate. So maybe we'll throw 5 pounds of dome at it, see what 5 pounds of dome makes, make a couple licks there, make sure fueling's good. I'm not gonna get too carried away with tuning the timing and, like I said, trying to make peak power or nothing like that. I'm just gonna use the tunes that I have and just kind of roll with it from there. I'd like to try and get it up to where I'm somewhere in the ballpark of like probably like 20 pounds of boost ish, maybe 25 pounds of boost. So it'll probably take 20-25 pounds of dome pressure to get it there. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get into the dyno session. All right, so we got it on here, and I'm gonna work on getting the tune out of this and hooking the laptop up, but I'm gonna save it to the SD card and work off the SD card for now, because I got the digital dash running and the handheld. So rather than hooking the laptop up to it, I'll probably just watch it on the dash. So I gotta have the handheld hooked up and the SD card hooked up to it so I can data log. So it's like 25%. See, now we can pull the tune out of the. The gears a little bit, put some heat in it. First couple pulls will be on gate. There's no dome control or nothing on, so it should just be wastegate. So I'm curious to see what it'll make on gate, and then I'll work up from there.
I'm gonna take it to 6200.
Yeah, probably all right.
62, 65.
Yeah. first pull, right here at the top of the pull, we were at 6,500. We can spin a little harder than that, but for now we're just gonna spin it up around 6,800. Made 3.9 pounds. Oil pressure's fat, like just tons of oil pressure. It was pulling, let's see. Yeah, I was pulling 7% up top. Made 442. Converter's really tight. You can see it where it dips. So we'll have to definitely add some boost to it. Gonna make another pull, put 10 psi on the dome. Hopefully it'll make 10 pounds and see what it does. All right, so second pull, 10 psi dome. Better. 600 on the money. 600 on 10 pounds. All right, third pull, 10 pounds of dome, 10 pounds of boost, 6,600. Made 600 on the money. Yeah, 600 on the money. Made pretty good torque too. Not too bad. So fueling looked pretty good. We'll probably, let me go back here and see what it was learning. Yeah, it still shows like it's pulling a little bit of fuel out up there. So pretty good. We'll add a little bit more dome to it, make another rip. All right, so I made one more change. Cleaned up the fuel a little bit, added 5 more pounds of dome, so it's on 15 pounds of dome. That one was on 10 pounds, made right at 10 pounds of boost. And, you know, made 600 on the money. You can see where it comes up, it couples the converter and then starts to come back up. And we're only spinning it to like 6,600. I could probably pick this up a little bit back here. Maybe some fueling, maybe a little bit of timing there past 6,500. We'll see where the 15 pounds goes. And, this should flatten out a little bit more and then carry a little further. And after that, maybe I'll have him pull a little further, maybe pull it to like 7,000 and see where we get with that. All right, 5 more on the dome. He's gonna spin it to 7,000. And I'm curious to see what the fueling looks like up there and see if the graph rolls over still up above 6,500. So. Basically gonna make the same pull. I just messed with the boost controller settings a little for the PIDs. I want to see what fuel pressure's doing since it dropped off and see if I can get a flat curve. Yeah, it's still got some PID issues. $690. pull the log and see what it did. Yeah, fucking I'll work with it. See what happens. Cool.
That's what you wanted to see.
Yeah.
So how much PSI did it take to get to the 875 last time?
That was like 16 pounds, I think it was.
What are we on now?
15. So
This is a 6.2?
no, it's 5.3.
Oh, the last one was
6.2. Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, as you saw there, we pretty well ended the night. We were there for a couple hours. Had some fueling issues that we needed to sort out. Sure, the fuel filters are probably clogged. Those filters have been in the car since last year, since I put it together. It's been on E the whole time. It did sit over winter with fuel in it. I thought I put pump gas in it, but I'm pretty sure it set with E in it over winter. Luckily, I pulled the injectors out, had them cleaned, obviously a new motor and stuff as well. So I'm kind of leaning towards the filters got gummed up. So I'm going to pull those out. I'll get the car off the trailer, put it on the lift, pull the filters down, check them and stuff. Because we still have to get this thing ready for track rental here in 2 weeks. So I'll get that done. We also had the PID issues where when it was on 10 pounds, I put 10 pounds of dome on it. Boost was steady, nice and smooth. And it targeted 10 and it made 10 and pretty much held it there. It went like within like a half a pound, you know, like 10 to 10 and a half, or it was more like 10.2 to 10.5 or something. But it stayed relatively flat. The next pull, when we bumped it up to 15, that was when it started doing some weird stuff where it seemed like it was trying to catch itself. So I need to tighten up the PID loop stuff on it, and I don't know enough about the PID stuff to know which numbers need to go which direction. And it was late and I wasn't willing to sit there and just thrash on this thing. It made 445 horsepower on the wastegate, which it made like 4 pounds of boost on the wastegate. Wasn't terrible. And then, you know, everything seemed to stay relatively the same. So from what we started at, from 4 pounds, we went to 10 pounds. I did the math, it made 600 horsepower on 10 pounds, so it was making like 25 horsepower per pound of boost. So I wanted to make the jump from 10 to 15, so it should have picked up 125-ish horsepower, give or take a few, and it made 700 on 14. So add another pound, it would have been 725-ish, you know, like I said, give or take. I wasn't doing a lot of tuning. I wasn't trying to zero in on the timing and try and make peak power at, you know, whatever. The tune-up that I had in it, the timing's relatively soft for ethanol. I think if I remember right, it was only like a degree to degree and a half more than what I run on pump gas. And you can throw way more timing at them than that. But I was just trying to keep it conservative. I'm trying to keep it together. I'd honestly like to get a season out of this thing. And I don't plan on putting this thing on the ragged edge every time I take it out. So it just didn't make sense to, you know, I don't know. I do things a little differently. Some people will be like, oh, that was a total waste if you're not willing to, you know, do all those things and make all those changes. But it is what it is. It's not how I do it. So everybody's different. Everybody does things differently. Everybody can afford things differently than the next guy. Not everybody's pocketbook is the same. And I've spent so much money on my Honda stuff in the past that's why I'm focusing on doing like stock bottom NLS stuff. They're cheap. They're readily available. Anybody can get them. So that's kind of why I went this route with these things. The 6.2 is on the stand. I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. I know the 5.3 kind of seems to be the ticket. Everybody loves these things. So hopefully we can run a number with it. We'll see what it does. But yeah, I mean, 700 horsepower, 14 pounds of boost for a little 5.3. I mean, not too bad. The 88 on it, I was afraid the 88 was going to be a little laggy, but since the 5.3 is like 10.5 to 1 compression, it seems like it helps it light. It comes up. There's a couple spots in those videos where it kind of sounds like the car's lazy. That's mostly because the converter was spec'd for a 6.2, you know, more displacement, more power, more torque. So the converter's kind of tight. Right there where it made 700, you could tell it just started to get to a point where the converter was a little happier. If we could have threw like 20-25 pounds at it, the converter would have been way happier, because that thing's spec'd for like 1200 horsepower. Obviously 25 pounds isn't going to be 1200 horsepower on a 5.3, but the more power you throw at it, the better the converter acts. But you know, we'll just see what it does on the track and see how it acts on the track too, because it'll be entirely different there as well. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Super pumped, can't wait to get this thing out and do some testing. But there's gonna be some more videos to come. Thanks for watching, keep following along, we'll see you on the next one.